Darn, my shoes, a perplexed Martin Luther King Jr. exclaimed after accidentally stepping into a puddle of mud. He sighed as he walked down the streets of Chicago's West Side, which seemed to be littered with glass from broken bottles on every sidewalk. The very atmosphere reeked of poverty. Houses on all corners of the streets looked like someone had purposely tried to build physical representations of despair. The buildings were holding on for dear life and seemed as though they might crumble at any time. Martin could sense that the people who inhabited them felt the same way. In the distance, a couple of children were kicking a worn-out deflated ball with their dirty bare feet in an empty lot, laughing playfully as their feet kicked up clouds of dust with every kick of the ball. As they played, drunkards sat on the street, passing around their bottles of alcohol wrapped in paper bags. Martin paused for a while as he looked at his fancy suit and well-polished shoes. His appearance stood out in sharp contrast from all the muck he found himself in. He was so lost in thoughts that he failed to see the haggard old woman who had been walking directly toward him gingerly on the sidewalk. "I'm so sorry," he told her after bumping into the woman and almost knocking her over. Staring more closely at her face as he helped to steady her, he could see she was weary and ill. She spoke no words, but her silence spoke volumes to Martin. He sighed to himself as he said under his breath, "This is a far cry from the promised land I have been preaching about, but it's why I'm here in Chicago." Martin barely had time to process those thoughts when a young girl approached him. She had a rather curious look on her face as she asked, "You are Martin Luther King, aren't you?" Martin, allowing a grin to find his face, replied, "Yes, child, I am."